Hey y'all, I'm Todd Bailey.
What's up? It's Arie Lumberdozy.
And this is fucking Brewtal.
Get in the pit, stock up the fridge, and listen. We're here to cover the latest in metal news and craft beer. A match made in hell.
If it makes you bang your head, then we want to hear it. If it tickles your taste buds, share those suds.
Turn it up to 11.
Crack open that beer.
It's about to get brutal.
What's good there, Hopwolves? It's your boy, Arie, Todd, back. Brewtal, episode 70. Hell yeah, dude. We've got a fucking cooler fucking Scream 6 motherfucking Stab 29 episode for you. Per usual, gonna be pretty loopy. I worked like a pretty long day and we're gonna have a few beers, so it's gonna be a good time. But let's get into it, dude. How's the week been? Take me down the boulevard of broken... No, that just sounds too sad. I was going to say Todd Bailey dreams, but how was your week?
Well, man,
we don't need...
I'm just living the broken dream, but
we all?
I would say it's busy, but laid back. Like I've been on time with my edits, so nothing like I've had to rush anything this week. Aside from work, I've been watching some streaming. With the girlfriend, Shannon the Cannon. Shout out to her. We just finished watching Outer Banks season 3.
Love that.
Yeah, National Treasure mixed with Orange County, basically. That's essentially what it is. But
is Colin Hanks in there?
Unfortunately, no. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
But no, it wrapped up real nicely. I really enjoyed the last episode. I didn't think it was going to go as far into the story as it did, but it kind of wrapped up everything that these 3 seasons have been building up to. And there's rumors of a season 4. So who knows what they're going to do from here on out? Maybe they're going to do another 3 after this. We all know the Netflix curse of 3 seasons, but they are going to have a season 4. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I loved it. I love anything like Laura Croft's, like searching for the treasure kind of thing. Indiana Jones, like I mentioned, National Treasure. I'm all for it. So they nailed that aspect. I thought it was great. The writing was really good. Kept me on my toes. Other than that, though, on the side, I've been watching 90 Day Fiance. You can hate on me all you want, any listeners out there, any Hopwolves, but you have to watch that show because you'll never look at other people the same. And you'll be like, okay, my life maybe isn't so bad.
Nah, dude. Like I was telling Todd off camera, that show, like I really enjoy it, 90 Day Fiance, but I get like mad anxiety while watching it sometimes and it just gets too much. Like I just watched The Outwaters last night.
Yeah.
And like totally fine. Watching 90 Day Fiance, mad anxiety.
It's all about balance, dude. It's about balance.
That's what we're here for on Brewtal, and that's how we try to live life. But sometimes the balance is off kilter. Yeah, dude, that's pretty solid. I know there's a National Treasure like show too on Disney Plus. So if you're trying to fill that void,
oh, that's the one I don't have. Just I can't get into too much Disney nowadays. Sorry, any Disney adult listening. I just ain't about that life.
It's pretty much our entire Hopwolf audience, dude.
Disney died when Bambi's mother died. Sorry. Spoiler alert. Sorry, guys.
I haven't seen it, dude. Come on. That's what's up, dude. I mean, it sounds like a pretty solid week all in all. Yeah, I'm still in Indy until we're recording on a Thursday, so I got like 2 more days here. Well, a day and a half. Not even a day and a half. It's like a day in the morning. Anyway, work truck week is almost over for your boy. That's why I was here. And it's been, I got to see a lot of friends I worked with before and haven't seen in like probably like 6 or so months. So that's been cool. Made some new friends, which is always nice. Got free Red Bull. That's dope. So all in all, it's been pretty sick. My brother turned 21, so shout out Lance.
Yo.
Maybe he'll drag his ass on the show one of these days. And have him talk shop about all things metal and beer now that we can legally do that. So happy birthday, Lance.
Yes, happy birthday, man.
I'll be seeing him this weekend when I get back into town. So I'm excited for that. Very proud of him. Blows my mind that we've come to this milestone, but that's cool. I'm excited to have a beer with him and talk metal, of course. But moving to a really, I wouldn't say that's not more important, but this is also important. Huge shout out to the Hopwolves. Holy fuck, like we've reached another milestone. 10,000 downloads, man. That's fucking super fucking awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Seriously.
For everyone that gives a shit about what we do on this show. All we ever want to do is what we do anyway, and that's just bullshit with each other and drink beer. I keep saying that it's the basis of the show and a huge part of our friendship. So thank you. And here's to many more episodes. So we have episode 70, 10,000 downloads. It's good shit. Good shit all around. Can't complain. Ready to crack open a beer, dude.
Yeah, let's get into it, dude. I was going to say, let's celebrate by doing our beer reviews, man. I'm going to start. Arie once again, beat me with the ABV. Mine's lower. I'm on a gradual increase with ABV. It'll get darker as we go. But
I'm still not convinced that's the fucking thing that's going to happen, man.
You're like, you sit on a throne of lies, Todd. No, I can 100% say a stout is coming and something else too. Off the top of my head, I don't remember what it is, but I love the can art. So we'll get to it when we get to it.
Hell yeah.
But today, I have a cool ass beer. It is Starshine IPA from Martin House Brewing Company, which is becoming one of my favorite breweries down this way. I'm going to point out right away, because I have the can up, it is 90s as fuck. Bright pinks, yellows, turquoise. That includes the logo too. They kind of, that's all I can say. Like, think of it, like anything in the 90s that had like the shapes in the background. This is that can. Like, this is it for sure. I could see this at like a Pizza Hut back in the 90s.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. After like in your little, did you ever have Book It?
Yes.
Where you had to like read the books to get the free pizza? Like, obviously we're not getting beer at like 8 years old, but like, damn, if they had that now.
That'd be sick, dude.
That'd be sick.
But yeah, I chose this can strictly because of the can art. Like, this looks awesome. We're both 90s babies. I was 89, even though I only spent 10 days in the 80s. So I really can't claim the 80s, but certainly grew up in the 90s. So this spoke to me for sure. It's coming in at 5% ABV, which is actually kind of low for an American IPA. So I'm expecting a smooth beer here. Martin House Brewing Company is from Fort Worth, of note. So they're not Austin, but they're just north in Fort Worth, about 4-hour drive-ish. And like I said, I've had a beer this year from them, and I'm starting to pick out more and more from them, because they always seem to show up on these pick six shelves at the grocery store I go to. So keep them coming. I'm going to hold up the glass. It's see-through, but there's actually a lot of residue in this thing. I'm kind of interested to see how that tastes, because it kind of looks like a lava lamp right now. Really nice head, even though it's dissipated, because we were talking before the podcast, but it looks like a kind of a creamy, frothy head to this. So I'm excited for that too. All right, let's get one on the palate. Oh, that is smooth. With that low ABV, yeah. I knew I was not going to have the bitter face. Can't really pick out any flavors, but everything is very pleasant. There's nothing that's like, I don't like that.
Okay. Always a plus.
Yeah, this is solid, man. Very drinkable. Very curious on all this little dust in here. Maybe that's stardust, given the name.
Yeah, could be. Some nice sediment from the mash.
Definitely the more I drink it, it's becoming a little bit more bitter, but still not too much to kind of turn you off after a while of sipping it. Yeah, I would recommend this, man. Very happy. I was a little biased going in, but this confirmed that they know what they're doing. It's just a simple IPA, in my opinion. 5%. Very drinkable. I'd buy a 6-pack.
Hell yeah, dude. Crushable is key. And yeah, I love this. This might be one of my favorite like cans that you've had in a while, or really ever on the show. It's super cool. But again, 90s nostalgia is always going to hit home for your boys. And the beer looked very nice, and it's always cool. So, like talking about hazies, sometimes I feel like that gets lost in translation, like to what it means now. But it used to just mean like you could have something be unfiltered and it's hazy because you have sediment in the beer and you can't see through it. But that's cool that seems to be like what they are going for. And like you said, the star shine goes with the beer and seeing the little sediment. So that's cool. That looks like a dope beer.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so to follow Todd, I also have an IPA. This is Stone Brewing's Hazy IPA. Without really having to go into it, Stone is a very reputable brewery. They're one of the OGs, especially when it comes to IPAs, and especially West Coast style, crushing your fucking palate. Can's really cool. I've always loved like what they do with, and there's a little bit of a glare, but for everyone watching this, you can see that the can is it's like a mosaic type of deal, and it's got like a bunch of flowers on it, and it's got a lot of really nice pleasing colors. There's pinks, purples, and yellows. I've always been a big fan of that combination, but it also makes me think of the I Remember song from Straight from the Path, where they go after Attack Attack and they play the clip over the breakdown talking about how
yes.
Still one of my favorite Stray albums. That's Rising Sun. But anyway, that kind of gives me the same vibes as this can. I have had this earlier in the week, so I can already tell you I enjoy it. But we're going to pour one out in my special glass over here.
Ooh, let's see.
Really excited for this one. Might know this guy, Starbucks.
Oh, boom. Yes.
I just like, I'm so sick of not seeing the beer, dude. Like, I could back home get it, but like, I don't know. I miss having my glasses like around. So here we go. I haven't seen it. I've tasted it, but I haven't seen it. I feel like I'm going to like a fucking baseball game right now.
Might be able to walk around with that.
It's an open container city.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, dude. You can smell the juiciness. Oh yeah.
That's what I love about hazies. It's just the juiciness that they pack in there.
Yeah, dude. It almost looks like a lager right now, which is kind of cool. Granted, this is not the proper this is not the proper way to drink a beer, or at least this beer. Head came and went pretty nicely, but it had a good volume on it. Yeah, dude, it smells amazing. So Stone is from Escondido, California, so like the San Diego area. If you didn't get the context clue, it's a hazy IPA coming in at 6.7% ABV. I didn't find the IBU, but it's definitely high this time. I know that for a fact. It's very bitter. And per the can, they say IPAs were once considered an extreme style only for hardcore beer nerds like, say, us, in parentheses. Today, we're stoked to see IPA is the most popular style of craft beer in the world and quite proud of the role in getting there. There's no denying juicy, hazy IPAs like this one have further fueled that popularity. With Stone Hazy IPA, we say, hell yeah. Embrace the evolution. The hops that they're using on here are El Dorado, Azacca, and Sabro. So those are all like West Coast style. So again, like pretty bitter. But I think it's dry hop is when you can taste the bitterness as opposed to smelling it. That's for the wet hop. Anyway, I guess what I'm getting is like that makes sense as to what's going on with the beer. Flavor notes would include tropical, citrus, and juicy. So cheers, Hopwolves, episode 70, 10,000 downloads. Fuck yeah, y'all are the true MVPs. Q despised icon. Let's take a sip.
10,000 fists in the air, bro.
God damn it.
Of people raising their glasses is what I'm saying. You have to believe.
Dude, Believe is still Disturbed's best fucking album.
We're going to go on the record.
I'm dying on that hill.
Yes. They superseded what is the first one called? The Sickness? Is it just the
Sickness?
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Great.
That's also great album.
Don't get it twisted. We're down with The Sickness, but
always up here, physical, sonically, dude, doesn't fucking matter. But Believe's where it's at.
Yes, Believe, dude.
And remember that.
I'm just thinking of the music video where all the buildings are crumbling. Those are those Matrix special effects, dude.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. 2002. Oh. Primo, dude. Also, I know we're getting distracted from the beer at this point, but I had the edited version. So Liberate, I didn't know for a long time that they said motherfucker in there.
Wait, what did they say instead?
It would just be like, it'd be like one of those, like, you kind of like go fast over it. It'd be like, liberate your mind. Little minded, slow minded. Like, it would just.
Dude, still to this day, though, I don't think anything will beat Hot Dog Flavored Water edited, because Hot Dog alone is just. I want to know the person that had to go through that song and edit it, because it's every other word.
Dude, I still have a hard time listening to the real version to this day, and it's been like 20 fucking years.
Yeah,
because all I can hear is in the.
Anyway. If anyone's listening, this is Limp Bizkit's album, Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog Flavored Water, the opening track. Yeah, it's the Nine Inch Nails hate song.
God damn, what a fucking banger, dude. A bop to end all bops. But speaking of bop to end all bops, yeah, dude, this beer is tasty. It's juicy. It's got the tropical notes to it, the citrusy notes to it, so all the above. And it's definitely. No, it's still pretty bitter. It's not as bitter out of the can for whatever reason, but it does have a nice bite to it, which I do miss a lot of times. And I know I've said that before, having especially like New England style. I love the smoothness of those types of beers. Definitely my favorite to drink. But goddamn, sometimes you just need that kick in the jeans, that little bite with the juiciness, dude. Stone knows what they're doing. They have for fucking 20 something years. Like, it's been a long time. So, and they help, they're trailblazers. So yeah, absolutely would get this again. I did get a 6-pack of it. I've got one more on standby. So Stone Brewing Co.'s Hazy IPA is already a yes from your boy here. But speaking of yeses, let's get into the metal headlines, dude, because we're going to talk, well, of course, about metal, but another one of our favorite things here on the show. Todd, please do the honors.
Oh, yeah, man. I loved your segue because I didn't understand it, but it made sense at the same time. Yes.
I'm feeling on it, dude.
Let's go, man. We're not playing games anymore. We're playing video games. We are talking about Metal Hellsinger. You might know about it. It's a rhythm-based shooter. I've played the demo. It's actually pretty awesome. I should buy it, even though I need to stop buying games this year. That's my goal. Anyway, though,
God.
They actually, I think, won an award for this game because of the music, which is awesome. They feature a lot of artists, but they're adding 2 more, which is dope. You might know these people. One is Christina Scabia of Lacuna Coil. which is awesome. She'll fit perfectly into that. And this next guy, I want to know how they utilize him, because we're talking about Will Ramos of Lorna Shore. Yes, the Will Ramos. He is in the game soon. So they're adding those two as DLC. The game originally released on March 29 last year, but this is coming out soon, I believe. I don't know the due date, actually. I don't think they've released that yet, but they're adding those two to the roster. It's called Dream of the Beast, which I'm already loving that. And it's not just their voices. It's going to feature 2 new songs, 3 new skins, and 1 new weapon. So they're adding a bunch more than what people expected. And just to have those 2 on the bill, dude, I really want to know how they're going to utilize his Will, because you know what he can do.
Mm-hmm.
Metal vocalists in particular have been in video games. Even metal instruments have been used for soundtracks for games. Think Doom. But this is just awesome, dude. I love, again, we gave our flowers to Lorna Shore, and I love seeing Will branch out into this realm. Flourish, if you will. This is just exciting all around. I hope this is a sign of things to come, to get more of these vocalists involved in games, because there's always going to be a boss, and it's always going to be this massive creature. And what better for that creature is a metal vocalist to do the voicing? Come on now.
Dude, what I'm really waiting for is them to redo Twisted Metal 4 with Rob Zombie and his Dragula. That particular installment is pretty trash, but that was fucking cool.
Hell yeah.
To your point, bring it. Like, we want more, and clearly so do the Hopwolves, because why else would they be doing something like this? Pretty fucking cool. So keep that in mind, but also keep in mind some of the albums that are dropping this week. Of course, because this is before release day, our list will change once we get the full spread.
Mm-hmm.
But these are some that popped out that we know are coming out, and one that we're not entirely sure, but really hopeful. So starting off the albums this week, we have For the Fallen Dreams with their self-titled one. Goes without saying, I saw them a few weeks ago and still killing it as ever, dude. Especially Chad's beard.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we have Judiciary with Flesh and Blood. Periphery with 5. Gent is Not a Genre. Love that title. Suicide Silence's new one. Remember, ellipsis, ... You Must Die. So, and then the last one to round it out for this week that we have found thus far would be Tribe of Pazuzu with Blasphemous Prophecies.
Yes, sir.
So, of course, begs the question, what are you looking forward to the most this week, friend?
Okay. I am looking forward to Suicide Silence. The singles have grown on me. I'm still not the biggest fan of them.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, they're playing to the fact that they're much older nowadays. And of course, we have Eddie on mic. We've heard a mixed bag from him, considering the self-titled. And then the first one, right, Can't Stop Me. I don't know. I don't want to use the word lazy. Maybe they're just simplifying their sound. I want to say that. I think they're kind of going back to their roots, because it does sound more like the earlier stuff instrumentally. Not the biggest fan of the lyrics and what he's screaming. However, I really do like the song Altar of Self.
Song's a banger.
That was a highlight of the singles. So we'll see what happens. I know there's an intro track on there called Remember ... And then after that, You Must Die comes. So I think there's maybe 5 more tracks that we haven't heard yet. So we'll see what happens, but fingers crossed. Other than them, really looking forward to For the Fallen Dreams. I actually like this new sound. It's arena metal. That's what it is.
It is, yeah.
But it sounds very polished. The production is awesome so far from the singles I've heard. I actually think they're dropping a new music video here soon for another single from this album. They're doing great things, because I love that they're keeping the aggression. they sound awesome on cleans, even better than when they drop 6. So I'm really liking the trajectory they're on now, because I feel like their album 6 was such a mashup of new stuff, new ideas, that was very hit or miss for me personally. Now I think they're gelling with this new sound.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. They are evolving, and I mean, and that's the thing too, is like their whole discography, like this isn't new per se. Like, yes, it is a new direction, but they've always had like big hooks and melodic, just like it's all been there. Like they've had clean singing forever. So yeah, I too am also excited for that one, and hearing some of the singles live. Like, yeah, they fit really nicely with the older material too. So that's really cool. Dude, I'm so nervous about the Suicide Silence album.
I
Like,
hear you, man. I think it's justified. Like, as lifetime fans of that band, because we've been there since the early days, we've got to meet Mitch, which was awesome.
yeah.
And like we've stayed in a Hot Topic just to hear an entire album, which was a dope experience. But like, so our expectations are so high for this band because we love them to death.
Yeah, dude, I think to your point, like the lyrics definitely are just, and it's not just Eddie. Like Eddie is very capable. Like he's a good lyricist. I just don't know where it's coming from for this one. And
I think he's thinking about mortality a lot, certainly, given the titles and what he has talked about.
I mean, I definitely, like, I get it. I think honestly the biggest thing is like the tones, dude, and how it's mixed. Like I just haven't liked the mix so far. I think the guitar tones have been whack. I don't know. Like I don't, that's all I'm going to say about it, because I'm nervous, but like Todd said, lifelong Suicide Silence fan, easily one of my top 10 bands ever. So just, I just hope it's good overall, dude. But honestly, I think the one that I'm most excited for is the new Periphery. Like I've been a fan since the beginning, but it's not a band that I frequently come back to. But I've been super impressed with all the singles that have come out, and I'm really excited for it. So that'll be cool. And I love the fucking title. I've always loved how tongue in cheek the band is. So yeah, we'll have to see, and who knows what else is going to come out that we don't know about right now. But to keep that moving, sir, why don't you go and run through our Certified Brutal Banger playlist, the CBB, and tell us what we found so far before release day.
All right, let's crack those knuckles, man. Let's get into this. We are starting off with Project Vengeance. As you know, formerly the Big Six. Now they're just 5 guys. And they're named Project Vengeance. I have to get 5 guys in there. That's what they should have went with. That's just me. However, they released their song.
Sick, dude.
Oh yeah, it would have been so sick. They released their song "Cut, Bleed, Repeat." We'll talk about that a little bit more later. After them, we have In Gloom with their track "Hand of God." This one is equally as heavy, so it's up there. Go listen to this band. I think that's the same band that did "God Is an Animal" with Kyle, and that song is a trip.
That video too, dude.
Yes. Yeah, it's like this big glob of human parts that's also playing the instruments. It's a
fucking
trip.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that they're at number 2 right now. Again, this is an incomplete list as of Thursday. Next up, we have Null Existence. I actually saw this on the Deathcore Reddit with their track Ulcerated Hymns, and this is featuring a Mr. Jason Evans of Ingested. Great track all around. After them, we have this band that I started following, I want to say like maybe a month ago, but they popped up on Spotify, so it was awesome that they released a new one. The band is Horror of Pestilence, and their track is Buddha in all caps. This is an interesting intro on this track. That's all I have to say. It's kind of like he's humming something, and then it goes into the heavy stuff. Go check it out. It was very interesting. It threw me off. After that, we have Bystander with their track Echo Chasm. Very heavy track. Highly recommend. After that, we have a Brewtal alumni, Shiver. Thank you, Arie, for adding this to the list. They just released their track Exit Life. After them, we have NIK Nocturnal, and this is featuring a Mr. Taylor Barber of Left to Suffer with their track 578. This is a love letter to 2000s metalcore, dude. I love it. Absolutely love it. After them, Devil Driver, they're still kicking, man. They just released their single Through the Depths. This is right in pocket with how they've sounded. I just love that a band exists out there that has nailed the sound and they're sticking to it. And much like Lamb of God in a way, Devil Driver is pretty much Devil Driver. You can't.
Yeah.
You'll know it when you hear it. After them, we have Veil Maya with another new track called Red Fur. This definitely has the cleans back, guys. Cleans, he's always going to do cleans, but this is still just as heavy. So go check that out. Then we have to check Spotify for this, but I saw on their socials that they are releasing this on the 10th. Foo motherfucker. Peace up, man.
Fuck yeah.
Violent Instincts. I want to say vicious, but it's Violent Instincts. Yeah, dude, we love you guys. Foo, dude. Let's go. And they're also a Brewtal alumni, so even better. After them, we have a band called Bitterwood with their track One Shot. Dude, this is new metal as fuck. I highly recommend you to check it out, and anyone else that likes new metal. I was thoroughly surprised by this track that drops. After them, we have Cryptodira with their track Tragic. And then last but not least, another Brewtal alumni, Black Coast, man. Stoke-on-Trent. Love you, boys. With their track, they just released their track Chains. This is a nice little track coming off their album, which is one of my top 5 from, I don't think it was last year. I think it was the year before that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 21.
21. Outworld is the title of that album. Yeah, I love what they're doing. They're somewhat new metal, even though that doesn't do them justice. They like to experiment with their sound.
Yeah.
To keep it generic, but I love the boys. I love what they're doing. Very excited to hear new music coming out from y'all. So that's the end of our list. That's only 13 tracks as of right now. We'll certainly have more come Friday. But out of these, which is a highlight to you, I'm just going to come out and say it, dude. Project Vengeance lived up to the hype. Crushing track. I got to listen to it in the car today. I loved it. It's just awesome. The 5 vocalists on it, dude. Insane. Crushing. So good. They added a breakdown when we needed it most.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm very impressed with it. We were a little worried because of all the drama with the members, and of course the labels didn't want them to be in a group, blah, 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 blah. It's happening. It's here. We got to experience one track so far and not a letdown.
Not even in the least, dude. And that was another concern. It's just like, and a lot of people have brought that up. You're like, well, what's it going to sound like? Vocalist aside.
Yeah.
Sonically, you'd be like, well, you could have like that much star power, and it turns out it's like a pop song, which would have been sick. But yeah, Cut, Bleed, Repeat, hard as fuck title, even harder song, dude. I'm hard just fucking thinking about it and listening to it. It's so fucking good. I love that this is like the brainchild of Tyler Sheldon, and just want to do something with the homies, and
yeah,
it fucking delivers, dude. I can't wait to see what else is coming. But even if this was the only thing they released, thank you. It's fucking killer. Other standout tracks, Boys and Shiver, Love Yins. I didn't even know. I was talking to Hal, their guitarist, my buddy. And I was like, dude, I love that you guys just like drop it out of nowhere. He's like, yeah, well, no one really knows about us. So like, we just do whatever. So I was like, I fucking love that. Yeah, love those boys. And they're bringing the heat with Exit Life. But then also the In Gloom track, and I really like the NIK Nocturnal and Taylor Barber collab, and the
Yes.
fact that Taylor Barber is being utilized in so many different facets. He's a phenomenal vocalist and just such a commanding presence, versatile as fuck. That's a nice mashup there. So you have him like on the super brutal side, and then on the 2000s metalcore side, the man can do it all. All right, dude. So it's weird because we don't have a featured band, but as we had mentioned earlier in the year, what we wanted to start doing to for the Hopwolves, but also for ourselves, because once we get to the year-end wrap-up, everyone loves doing it, including your boys, but it's really fucking hard to remember some of the shit that came out 12 months ago.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're going to do a best of like we do the year-end wrap-up, but for each quarter. So obviously at this point, like there's still a couple weeks in Q1, but we figured like we've got a pretty good handle on what we like thus far, and we wanted to do this anyway. So this is going to be the first time that we're doing a Q1 wrap-up best of according to your boys, Todd and Arie. But it's going to be the same thing. So we're going to go over beers, we're going to go over EPs, albums, Brewtal EPs, Brewtal albums, the whole shebang. Do you want to start us off with your top 5 picks for featured beers thus far there, sir?
Yes, sir. It's actually a short list given the amount of episodes we've done so far, but
Yeah.
there were some notable beers from it. At number 1, no surprise, it's Martin House Brewing Company. I picked their upside down fruited sour. That's the pineapple upside down cake one. They nailed that flavor, dude. Like I could not pick that as my number 1 so far. Again, so we don't have to say so far every time. This is just
Right.
the first 3 months of the year. After that, I picked Community Beer Company with their funnel cake ale. I really like the flavor with
Nice.
that. Again, I think they nailed what they were going for. So yes to that. After that, I picked Equal Parts Brewing with their Entropic IPA. The flavors on that were fantastic, so smooth. And I love the can art, very minimalistic. That's what I like. Yeah, I want to go visit you guys. I think they were down in Houston. I think they're Texas. I could be wrong.
That sounds right. No, that
Yeah.
sounds right.
After them, I picked the Lazarus Brewing Company. That they're here in Austin. I was actually just there this past weekend, which was dope. We finally got to sit down and just enjoy ourselves at their new second location. They have this awesome stained glass window up top for the ceiling. Outside, it's so great. So if you're in Austin, go check that out. But I picked their Lightning Wolf Hazy IPA. It's right up our alley. Hopwolves, guys, come on. Last but not least, I picked Meanwhile Brewing Company with their German style Pilsner. Just because I'm a selfish son of a bitch and I wanted a Pilsner on this list. So those are my top 5 so far of 2023, man. It's a good list, honestly. I feel like I'm getting better at picking beers personally. Like
Yep.
we're how many years into this thing? 70 episodes in, and I feel like I'm starting to get a grasp on what the hell I'm talking about.
I mean, I don't think we're ever gonna have this shit figured out, but
No.
we're having fun doing it, and we're just trying to get better every time. So I agree. I think you've been making some really stellar choices as of late and over the years, sir. And just really branching out. That's another part of the show that we really try to push is just trying to find things out of our comfort zones.
Correct.
But of course, all these are going to be our wheelhouse. That's why we we make these wrap ups and everything like that. So beer wise, I'm going to go opposite of what Todd did. I'm going to go 5-1.
Ooh, okay.
And I haven't been like super stoked with a lot of the beers that I've picked this first quarter, only because like money's been super tight. But of course, there's always some silver linings. I'm actually going to switch out. I had PBR as number 5. I mean, PBR is a fucking classic, but that's just like a cop out. So I'm going to switch it for the Hazy IPA from Stone. Very solid. I really like it. And Stone very rarely. I don't think I've ever had like a stone that I didn't really like.
Same.
So, I mean, they're masters of the craft for sure. After that, at number 4, and I realized that I don't remember at least one of the breweries, so please bear with me, Hopwolves. But I'm going with North Country Brewing. That's out of Slippery Rock, PA. Their Banana Foster, their fruited sour. I thought that they nailed the flavor. Like, there's a lot of like nice balance between the cinnamon, and they have like the breadcrumb like elements to it, and you get like a little bit of the rum, and so like they really nailed the flavor there, and of course the banana part was really nice. Number 3 would be Volcano Sauce, and that's the one I'm blanking on the brewery, so I apologize, but it will be in a post in the future. But that was another fruited sour, but that one had lactose in it. I think that was like blackberry, blueberry. It was a lot of like really nice berries, so it was very fruit forward. A lot of kick to it, sour wise, but then it gets eased off from the lactose, which I really love that balance. Delicious. Will always have a special place in my heart. Southern Tier with their 2X Haze, just a very well balanced, tasty beer at a dangerous ABV, 8.2. Absolutely loved it. And then number 1 is going to be New Belgium with their Juice Force.
Nice.
That was like a fruit punch IPA. And I've seen that pop up a lot recently, like a trend. I know Southern Tier has done it. I know a couple other companies have done it. That one is super dangerous. It tastes exactly like fruit punch, 9.5% ABV. That shit will feel like you'll be cruising like Tom with that shit. So I would absolutely get that again, and anything of similar, like a similar style to that. So yep, that's our picks for Q1 with the beer, dude. Take us down the road for the EPs, dude. Yeah, I'm super excited. We don't talk about this beforehand.
That's right.
Per usual. That just for the record.
Also, I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna start with number 5 because that's the better way to do it. Again, these are top 5 EPs of our personal choice. This is what we've enjoyed thus far into the year. I am starting out number 5 with Manticore. They are a Florida deathcore band, and they released their EP Venerate the Disease. Highly recommend checking them out. They're right up there with Tactosa, who is my number 4 with Exit Wounds. So representing Florida deathcore so far. After them, I picked Wanderer. I'm really enjoying this EP. It's moving up my list. Indulgence of the Unreal. Check it out. It was actually not released that long ago, but I've just been listening to it constantly. After that, I have Defamed with their Divinities EP. I just love that band. I love everything they're doing. And then my number 1 is Exit Existence with Noctis. Dude, love that band. They deserve more attention. His high screams are so fucking good. Love everything about it.
Some quality stuff there, dude. There's quite a few that I just haven't even listened to yet. Like your number 5, the Wanderer one, I know you had mentioned before. So anytime that something pops up on your radar in these lists that I have, I'm like, well, I have to listen to it now, and hopefully the Hopwolves will do the same. Yeah, stellar choices for sure. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. So starting off with number 5 for myself, I'm gonna go with Dragon Corpse with the Draketh Saga.
Hell yeah.
Just the merging between power metal and deathcore is an unlikely marriage in my mind, and it just pairs so fucking nicely. Love how soaring it gets, and actually that's kind of nice. Like you have like the name Dragon Corpse like really encapsulates how it sounds. Soaring but dead. Next up, I have Wilt Wither with The House I Lived and Died In. I love finding bands that like I just instantly have a connection with, and this is definitely one of them. That banger or that EP is a banger. I love the album art. It's 4 tracks, and I love the energy that those boys are bringing. I think they're from like one of the Carolinas, like South or something like that. Next up, I have Vengeance from the Gold Coast, Australia. Of course, have to have one of them on there. I've been getting more into like a hardcore sound, dude. I don't know what it is. Well, I do. It's definitely like the intensity and the energy that's coming off of this stuff that I just really like didn't vibe with when I was younger, but I'm here for it. That's been on repeat for a long time. Next up is Tactosa with Exit Wounds. I had a lot of like pushing, like a lot of resistance for it when Todd first showed me these guys, just because of how close they sound to Suicide Silence. But that's what I love about it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that callback to the golden age of deathcore, and they do it in spades, dude. It's amazing, and it's heavy as fuck. And then my favorite for Q1 is hands down 1056 with Downer Part 2.
Nice.
I've said this on the show multiple times, and it sounds so bad. I love hearing people like in so much pain. Like, I don't want them to be in pain, but like that translates into the music in a way that I just can never like fully grasp. And 1056 has done that, dude. It's so emotional, but oh god, dude, it's just so good. So those are my EPs.
I'm glad you brought them up, because I have been listening to that one, but not as much. But like, I'm glad like it's getting a shout out and it's on your list for sure, because I can't wait to see what they do next. I'm kind of cautious with saying that because I don't know what is next for them. I've seen some rumors about whether or not this is like a one-off thing, but I hope they continue to do music, but we'll see.
If this is what we're left with, dude, Downer Part 1 and 2, I will happily live with that because they're both incredible.
Mm-hmm. Let's keep it moving, dude. Now we're on to our top 5 albums of 2023. Again, as of Q1, 3 months into 2023. I'm going to start off with number 5. It has stayed in the top 5 ever since it dropped. I'm talking about Frostbit, Machine Destroy. Yeah. The new metal combined with Thal and mathcore. I don't know any other band that sounds like this, and they do it so well. I love that they wear their influences on their sleeve. You can hear System of a Down, you can hear Korn in there, but with the Thal on top of it, perfect. Chef's kiss. After that, say it with me, y'all. Sanguis Shukabog, Homicidal Ecstasy. This is like the first time a death metal record is making a top 5 for me. I just think it's perfect from front to back. I love the singles, but then all the other tracks, when they finally dropped the whole thing, were just as good, if not better. And it sounds so fresh, even though it basically sounds like old school death metal. Like, to be able to do that and appeal to so many people, it's just awesome. After that, I'm picking To the Grave, man. At my number 3, which is crazy to say, Director's Cuts. That album, just, they're at their A game. They're at the top of deathcore to me right now. If they don't have the crown, they cut off the head that does. After them, at number 2, this album I looked forward to. I didn't think I would like it as much, but I'm here for it. I'm talking about Viscera with Carcinogenesis. I've been listening to that nonstop. I love what Mr. Graham is doing. This was kind of unexpected for myself because loved the first album from them, but it was kind of an afterthought. I'm now listening to it again because of this album, but I just think this is a great sophomore album from them, and I don't know what to say other than to listen to it. I think it's a great record, deserves your attention. At number 1, this is going to be somewhat controversial. It hasn't dropped yet, although all the singles, there's 4 singles out, and I can't stop listening to them. This is literally, I made a playlist of all the singles, and it is my number 1 rotation. That's why I'm putting this at number 1, because I don't know how I'm not going to like this album. I'm talking about Of Sulfur.
Oh, dude,
The
nice.
burden of
Okay.
faith, dude. I was hesitant for Ricky to do cleans, but they are great. They're great. They're just as good when Enterprise Earth introduced them. Just every single thus far has been so good, in my opinion. He has stepped up his vocals. He's introducing new things. Like I said, cleans. I think he's doing them very well. And it's just as brutal. I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's riding the trend of black and deathcore, blah, blah, blah. But no, I really think they're breaking out of that now. And granted, yeah, it's because he's found a fan base, which is awesome. And I love his stuff from Suffocate. So
Yeah.
I love to see him thrive. And I think this is the singles so far. These 4 singles are so much better than the first EP that they put out. And I can't wait for this album. Like, that's how much I love this so far that I'm going to put it at my number 1 because it's releasing in March and I'm looking forward to it so much. So that's my number 1. It might be controversial because I haven't listened to the rest of it, but those singles, man, they're doing it for me.
I'll allow it, dude. I agree. I think that this stuff is leaps and bounds better than the EP, and the stuff off the EP was solid.
Yeah,
I wasn't blown away by it. I wasn't blown away, but they're heading. Whatever happened between the EP and this feature length, hell yeah, dude! It's gonna be sick. So great picks, man. I knew Frostbit was going to be on there. I just wasn't sure like where it was going to be on there. I didn't think it would be as low, but like that's exciting.
Here's the thing, though. That's the problem is you get attached to an album so early on because this dropped days after the new year, and then Sanguine Sugar Bob drops their album. To the Grave drops their album. I'm like, God damn it! Like I don't want to lose Frostbit from this top 5. But y'all are making it hard, and that's a good thing.
Yes, the more heat, the better. Like I want to constantly be questioning like whether this is the finalized list or not, and even before this, and it always is like this. Todd was like, don't feel free to include things that haven't dropped because they're still in March. But like I can't even think about that because no. I've already spent too much time on this. So my top 5 albums, great choices, by the way, friend. Like I think that's a stellar list, and I'm gonna keep fucking saying that. So whatever, deal with it. This is a band that I was unfamiliar with up until recently, but dude, it's been on constant repeat for me, and by constant, I mean like honestly within the last couple of weeks. Well, it's still pretty new, but I'm talking about Downsides with nice. Phantom Pains. Dude, I don't know what it is. Like they're like I'm not. It's not beckoning, but like they're drawing a lot of different influences. Like there's a straight up Ghost Inside reference in there where they're like, I've been here 1 time, 2 times, 3 times before. I'm like, thank you. Like that was it for me. But it's like a weird like. There's like Misery Signals in there. There's TGI.
Ooh,
it's
I like that.
A lot of like post-hardcore, but then it gets heavy as fuck, dude. And they have like the tongue-in-cheek, like the song titles, like one's Dr. Neo Cortex from Crash Bandicoot. So they're just like getting everything that I absolutely love. It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of fun. So that's number 5. Number 4 is Distant with Heritage, dude.
Nice. Yes.
This is Distant at the top of their game. It's a perfect record. For sure. And it pains me that it's even this low. But yeah, I absolutely love the boys in Distant. And ever since I've been turned on to them, I've loved everything that they put out. Say it with me, y'all. Sanguine Sugar Bog is number 3 for your boy, dude. It is. It's amazing. I am one of those people, as the Hopwolves know, like death metal. Straight up death metal is not my favorite, but like Todd said, it's so accessible, dude, and it's heavy as fuck. The opening track with like Black Market Vasectomy, dude, it just sets the tone for the rest of the album. And
dude, let me say this: the fucking drummer, dude, bless your goddamn heart. perfect record. It's a perfect record on drums. Like, yeah, you can maybe say something about the vocals, and that's kind of the thing that takes people back from death metal is you can't really get into the vocals sometimes. He's perfect on this, so don't get me wrong. But the drums, dude, which are the backbone of the band, all the fills, the solos, even the bassist has a solo in one of the songs.
I did not think I would like a death metal record as much as I like Homicidal Ecstasy. It's phenomenal. I don't know why I keep saying phenomenal, dude. I never say phenomenal this much, but whatever, fuck it.
Is that beer?
It is, dude. Number 2 is To the Grave with Director's Cut.
Nice.
Again, just at the top of their fucking game, dude. I remember when it dropped not that long ago. And Todd and I were talking about it. He's like, dude, just wait till, like, if you like the first half, like, wait till you get to the second half. Reversing the Bear Trap has to be one of my favorite fucking songs ever. That shit is so good.
The title alone.
Hey, I know, dude. I love everything. I'm a big presentation, like, fanboy. Like, the album art, the videos, the lyrics, the musicianship, the vocals, like, all the above, dude. And they're always talking about some, like, real shit. And of course, like Todd said, like, cut off the head, like, they're calling out deathcore. It, like, what they're doing as, like, a toxic environment and shit. Oh, just so good, dude. I thought for sure that would be my number 1, but it had to be, without a doubt, Graphic Nature's A Mind Waiting to Die.
I knew it, dude. I knew it.
Dude, I cannot stop listening to it, dude. I listen to it, I swear, like, at least once a day. That's another one, dude. Like, Todd had mentioned when we were talking about before, like, someone really needs to check on the vocalist.
Seriously, though.
A lot.
I mean
seriously,
that.
though, yes. I hope. I read a bunch of articles, and this is, like, a way for him to, like, vent about it.
Oh, good.
And
so
just talk about it. Is catharsis, but still, like, I truly hope that you're doing well, friend. I love what you're doing, but, like, it is concerning. I love it. I love everything about it, dude. I love how one of the interludes sounds like it should have been on a Linkin Park album.
Yes.
I love just the wall of sound of the whole entirety of the album. Like, it's just chunky, dude. Like, PB chunk. And I fucking love it. Everything about it.
You brought up to me Sworn In, and I think that's a great comparison. Just the rawness, I feel, and especially the lyrical content is just dark.
It's dark, dude. Again, it's the same reason why 1056 is my favorite EP. It's the same fucking reason. And then also the Killing Room, like, the sample at the beginning is a didgeridoo.
Nice.
And
I didn't know that. Nice.
I love it. Yeah. Anyway, that's my top 5 albums of the year so far.
I'm going to say it. Phenomenal picks. All right. No, but seriously, I knew Graphic Nature was up there for you because I remember us texting about it and you were pretty giddy about it. And I was like, I had a feeling you would like that, especially because I knew your history with Sworn In. Okay, guys, we just talked about top albums. Now we're getting on to the most brutal thus far into the year. We're going to start with the EPs. So here we go. Full disclosure, this list is somewhat similar, which is kind of funny. However, there's one change. So at number 5, I picked Underneath with Nothing Here Is Held Sacred. Those PA boys.
Yes.
It had to be on this list. So they're at number 5. And then from there, it kind of goes how my other list was. So I have Manticore at number 4. Then I have Tactosa at number 3. And then I have Defamed at number 2. And my number 1, Exit Existence. This didn't really change for me. I kind of loved the EPs I was listening to because of how heavy they were. So it pretty much matched itself when it came to the Brewtal. I dropped Wander only because I had to include Underneath. It's just so heavy.
Yeah, I agree, dude. God damn, I could say Stellar, even though I've been saying that a lot too. Stellar picks, dude. I love it. I fucking love it, dude. I try really hard not to have like crossover
Same.
as like it's just like it's more of a challenge for me, and it's basically like all the ones that like would be top 10 kind of get bumped down, but like that's not a bad thing because then these are all things that I still fucking love. Just like, well, how can I still talk about them?
Hmm.
Uh, and this is it for myself. Brutal EPs. I am going with Defamed and Divinities. I think they're Italian, dude, but like dropped not
Yeah.
that long ago. Fuck yeah, fuck yeah. I was trying really hard. I was like, I don't know where to put this in here, but number four, I'm going with Kronos from Osaya
Oh,
in
great
the
pick.
UK. Uh, they were on my top brutal list from a few years ago with their album Loss. So I've really enjoyed everything that that band has been doing. To piggyback off Todd, underneath is number three. Nothing here is held sacred. Holy fuck, dude!
Out of
Uh,
nowhere.
out of nowhere, Steel City, fucking deathcore, hardcore. I forget how they put it, but it's phenomenal, and I love the album art, dude. It's so creepy.
Hmm.
So that's number three. Number two, the fucking Waffle House Fight Crew, dude. Peeling Flesh with
Yes.
PF Radio. I forgot that this came out. It came out like a few weeks after the new year, and I've just been a big Peeling Flesh fan since I found out about him, and we talked about him last year. I just love any type of like hardcore, not hardcore, but like hip hop elements
Yes.
into like the brutal. I love it, and that spoiler is going to come into play a little bit later. So Peeling Flesh, PF Radio, number one. This is a repeat, but I went with Tactosa and Exit Wounds. It's stupid heavy, and it really makes me feel like I'm listening to The Cleansing for the first time, from Suicide Silence, of course. And anything that can make me feel like that is number one in my heart. So
Hell yeah.
kudos, Tactosa. Y'all are doing whatever I said before. I'm fucking sorry because I love you boys, and you're doing amazing things.
Agreed. Hard agree. To keep it moving, we are now at our top five most brutal albums of the year. Q1 at number five. Say it with me again. Sanguis Shukabog. After that, though, it gets a little. This is new. I got Sagan, which is a brutal alumni now,
Nice.
with
Yeah, dude.
with their album Roots of Proctor. Really enjoyed that album. So it deserves to be on air because it is heavy as fuck. After that, this is a new one. This is like my left field pick. Uh, Go check out this band right now, Lotus Eater Machine, with their album Prisoner of Seven Demons. This is like
Ooh.
Danza, Dillinger, raw, unfiltered. It's so fucking good, man. Go check it out. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
Found them on Bandcamp randomly and
Hell yeah.
have not looked back. After them, at number two, I have Graviton with The Reaping of Eternity.
Nice.
They had to be mentioned.
Nice.
I feel like they're going to get lost in the pack, dude. Heavy as fuck album. Brutal as hell. But at number one, To the Grave, I had to pick it because each song is a fucking
Yep.
banger. It's just is that even the ballad that they created is a banger.
It is, dude. It's so good. So
Yeah,
good.
man. I had to pick them as number one because immediately I was just like, I want to play this in my car, volume up, windows down, let the neighborhood know.
Brought to be to the grave, motherfucker. Hell yeah. You're that goat on the front cover.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah, dude. Phenomenal, stellar picks. God damn, I wish I could stop saying it, but beer will do that to you. Uh the Lotus Eater Machine, I'm excited to check out. I wonder, I was like, damn, is that just Lotus Eater, but they just like rebranded? uh But no, that sounds cool. That's a fucking killer name, and of course, To the Grave was a no fucking brainer for Brewtal. It yeah, great picks, and the Gravitron, dude. I'm really glad that you put that one on there because, like you said, it's gonna get lost in the shuffle, which is unfortunate. Hopefully, it doesn't, but like it came out pretty early on in the year, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It definitely like there's been so many killer releases that it might, but Hopwolves, check that shit out because that's half of Barbarossa's other band. So good call there, sir. Uh, so for my Brewtal albums, I'm starting it off with See You Next Tuesday and Distractions.
Nice.
I wasn't like I did like See You Next Tuesday back in the day, 07, 08, like type deal. But I think this is their most polished one, dude, and they did not skip a beat
Mm-hmm.
on the brutality and just the sonic onslaught of craziness that the band is known for. And I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought that I would. I really didn't know what to expect. So it's heavy as fuck, and I love it. So that's five. Number four, I'm going with Honest Crooks and the Sounds of Hell.
Nice. Hell yeah.
This is one I just like. I didn't really like. I've listened to Honest Crooks before, but like, dude, I mean, it just it sounds like hell,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm here for it. I love it. It's pummeling me down nine circles. So let's fucking go, dude. These next two are repeats, but not a bad thing. I've got Distant with Heritage at number three, and then To the Grave at number two, which again pained me to not put it as number one. But dude, this is also Todd had his controversial pick. This is definitely mine.
Ooh.
Uh, dude, I'm going with Zulu's A New Tomorrow.
Oh shit. Okay.
So the way Todd explained it, but like when we were talking earlier, he's like, dude, it's like a hip hop album, like presentation, but it's like it's metal. And I think that makes it more impactful because they are talking about like a lot of like real things on this
Yes.
album. And that to me plays into the heaviness of it. So it's an all black band, and they're talking about just a lot of like injustice issues and things of that nature, while harkening back to like African roots. Like they have that type of musical styling in the album, and they've got some really cool interludes. But then it hits like fucking Jesus piece, dude, out of fucking nowhere. So like that balance
Dude, the way
is
I know I described it to you, but like think of like a Kendrick album as how it
yeah,
plays
yeah.
as how it plays out, but then you sprinkle in hardcore.
Dude, it's like the way that the band describe it, it's hardcore meets power violence. And dude, that shit, like I would be nervous at a show watching these guys for the fact that it is so like the peaks and the valleys are all over the place. And so it's like unconventionally brutal to me, but it's still like sonically pretty fucking heavy. So I just like how unique it is, and it just went right to the top for me, dude. Like I know I'm gonna get some flack for that, but I fell in love with this album, dude. And honestly, it's in the running for like album of the year. I'll just go ahead and say it. I couldn't put it over Graphic Nature, dude, because I love that one so much. But I wanted it to be number one somewhere else,
Mhm.
and this made sense because it is heavy, dude. It's just it's not your standard heaviness, and that's what I like about it.
Oh yeah, man. Great pick. No, I like we talked about, dude. I found out about that band because I saw them on a poster on Twitter, and I was like, Zulu. Like I feel like I've seen it before, and I was like, okay, let's check them out. Lo and behold, they came out with a new album, and I was just like, all right, cool. Like let's spin this because it was release day. I was going through the motions of all the other albums, and then when I played it, I was like, this is different. Never heard this before.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it's incredible, dude.
again, remember the name Zulu. Go check it out. We're at our last two things, dude. Most brutal song of the year, most brutal band of the year. Let's start with the song. I am going with Project Vengeance. I'm sorry. Like,
Hell yeah.
I
Hell
need
yeah, buddy.
I need someone to up their game, top that song right now.
I am going with Dead Rabbit for Body Snatcher.
It's a great pick, especially the meaning.
And that is, again, a lot of like the lyrical content plays into this for me, especially because, like you said, the meaning. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with it, Chris Whited, who is the drummer and producer of not only Body Snatcher but of many bands, his brother passed away not that long ago. I think it was like a year or so ago from MS, multiple sclerosis, and that really hits home for me because my mother-in-law has MS. So like I see like how hard that shit can be, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a heavy sonically, it's a heavy track, but lyrically also a heavy track. And Body Snatcher has been straight up murdering everyone in within like fucking 100 miles with this tour that they're on, dude. And I can only imagine how Dead Rabbit goes off live. So I get emotional listening to that one. And anytime that happens, be like, yep, this is the one.
Oh yeah, man, that's a great pick. And to add on to the meaning, so Dead Rabbit was his nickname, so that is what they titled the song.
Mm-hmm.
But no,
Yeah,
great pick,
good
great
antidote.
pick. I think that needed to be talked about at some point on this show, just because. I mean, music is the outlet for pain and suffering, and to you know, you can also remember people through it. I mean, we all saw it with Misery Signals, the year end that ended in June.
Yep,
I mean, that still gives me chills even talking about it. And when you brought up Dead Rabbit, I got chills again. It just needs to be said. It needs to be talked about.
absolutely.
But moving on, this is our last one, guys. If you're still sticking around, this is the most brutal band of the year thus far, Q1. I had to keep repeating that so people don't take it out of context.
Man, these motherfuckers, like they're talking about their favorites already, and it's only fucking March.
Yeah. I'm going with To the Grave, dude. Director's cuts. I'm sorry, but like, try beating that
Yep,
album, please. I invite.
can't do it.
I we'll see, but I do that as a call out because I can't wait for what the rest of this year is going to bring. But like that to me is the pinnacle so far.
I mean, I have to agree, dude. I mean, not fully because I did have a different pick, but I hear what you're saying. Like I don't know, but also I'm excited to see, like you said, like this is a call out. What else? What else everyone's got? Because the other thing too is like we've explained this before. It's not just like the brutality. It's things that we actually enjoy
Yes.
listening to and will continue to listen to. And To the Grave has that longevity because there's a lot of heavy shit out there, dude. But it's not all great, and that's just a fact. Like they can't all be good. To the Grave, very fucking good. I actually flipped you for Brutal Song, and Brutal Band for me is Project Vengeance, which might be a cop out because it is like a super group. But I mean, dude, you have Tyler Sheldon, Dickie Allen, Will Ramos, Darius Tarani, and Taylor Barber on one fucking project.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I I just I'm a sucker and a fucking slut for anything like that. But like I just couldn't not pick that. Like it's just too fucking heavy. And I know that it just dropped like this week as of recording, but like there's no denying. It was worth the wait. It was worth the drama, like we talked about before. Cut, bleed, repeat. Holy fuck, dude! I can't wait to
Yes.
see what the project has in store for us. But for the record, I probably would have went with To the Grave as well.
Solid picks all around, dude. Like we said, this is only Q1, but like this is why we want to do this. It gets us talking about more bands rather than waiting all year to talk about a few. This helps us to speak about more, and we want this to be a positive show, giving more people ears to what we consider fucking brutal and awesome to listen to.
Yeah. And it's cool to see like how this is going to progress throughout the year, dude, because now we have a reference point.
Uh-huh.
And we'll have two more, and honestly actually like three more technically, because we'll still do like a Q4 and then like the 2023 wrap up.
I think that's safe to say. We'll see by then, but
yeah,
I don't know. I'm already anxious to even touch these lists again.
It is anxiety provoking for sure, and both of us are pretty anxiety driven already, so that's okay. That's why we listen to this music, and that's why we do this show. And well, I don't want to say that's why we drink beer, but like that's some of the reason why. Anyway, that is episode 70. Fuck yeah. Again, thank you, Hopwolves, for sticking with us thus far and for all the downloads, all the love. And we wouldn't be here without Yins. Here's to fucking 70 more. Q1 2023. As always, let us know what you're jamming to, because that helps us grow this list. But until then, stay brutal, friends. Fuck yeah. Crack open whatever you got. Spin that shit, baby.